Hello and Merry Christmas, and this is my video immediately after Christmas and indeed Boxing Day, and we're here to discuss Boxing Day's Barclays Premier League fixtures, this being the 18th week, and so we'll go right into things here because you guys will probably still want to be playing with your Christmas presents and spending time with your family, so we'll go to the KC Stadium where it was Hull City in a very entertaining game that got defeated by Manchester United 3-2. Very exciting game, as I said before. The 4 goals were conceded by both teams. 2 to Hull and 2 to Manchester United, making a total of 4 goals conceded in the first 30 minutes. And it was a very open game, which was very interesting because Hull do like to play a sort of compact style at home, and they have only conceded 3, I believe it to be 3 goals at home all season. So to concede another 3 in just one match was very surprising to me. However, Hull City did look dangerous on the counter-attack. It's the style of play that they did decide to adapt in this game against United, and really playing on the counter-attack did give them good chances. In the second half, I think it was Alex Bruce had a chance to put Hull City ahead 3-2, but he hit the crossbar and the ball went right down to the other end, and it was an own goal to Chester, giving United the 3-2 lead. And however, United were just good enough to get the tough away victory. And special mention to Wayne Rooney, whose second goal to Manchester United was absolutely stunning, incredible and world-class volley. And again, United just had enough over Hull City and got the nice away 3 points for that game there. At Villa Park, it was Aston Villa surprisingly conceding a goal, a really great Dwight Gale stunning to Crystal Palace, and therefore giving Crystal Palace the 1-0 victory. Now for Palace, the Eagles, they are out of the relegation zone, I think for the first time this year. But however, the game went that Aston Villa did dominate the possession for the first 25 minutes. However, they couldn't break the Eagles down, and I think Tony Pulis has really got his team, again, defensively nice, compact, tight, when they're always going to try and have to play on the counter-attack, especially away from home. And so if you can get their nice defensive shape accurate and make sure that they don't make too many errors, Crystal Palace can be a formidable side. However, Palace did kind of change their ways, and they were a lot better in the second half, and really just this culminated in Dwight Gale, who came on and absolutely scored a cracking goal, 20 yards out. It was just curling. He took the ball and then just absolutely let one rip right into the goal there, and it gave Palace another win. And for them, they've won 3 out of their last 7 games under Tony Pulis. So again, when you hear that the new manager's coming into a job, it gives their team an extra bit of spark. It's quite evident with Crystal Palace, and again, they're out of the relegation zone, but they still need to continue up this good work there. In Wales, at Cardiff City Stadium, it was Cardiff going down to Southampton there 3-0. So for Southampton, it's their first Barclays Premier League win in 7 matches, and really the game just went, it was all Southampton's way. They did dominate the game in terms of possession and the chances created. However, that's not saying Cardiff didn't have any chances, because they did. The most obvious one was Peter Odemwingie, who couldn't convert from a Whittingham cross, and just the ball completely missed an open goal there. However, those chances that Cardiff missed, and they were made to pay for them by Southampton, who had really good quality and nice ball movement in this game. And for Cardiff, they're only 1 point out of the relegation zone, so things are getting more and more harder and getting compounded heavier for Malky Mackay. And but I think the Cardiff fans will stay true and definitely support their club in these harder times. At Stamford Bridge, it was Chelsea picking up a narrow victory over Swansea, 1-0 there. And for Chelsea, they did dominate the first half, and this really just showed because Eden Hazard was able to score the only goal in the first half. And from Jose Mourinho and his Chelsea side, they've only dropped 2 points at Stamford Bridge this season. So you're talking about teams that have got good home form. You can put Chelsea right up and at the top of that list. However, for all Chelsea's good work in the first half, they did whine, meaning that they did not really look jaded, but they did drop off significantly in the second half, and this allowed Swansea to look for an equaliser. However, the chances that they did create couldn't get past Peter Cech, who was very solid and had another capable game in goal, and it just gives another Chelsea win, another kind of under the radar win, nothing too flamboyant, just getting the job done, and they're again only 2 points from the top. Goodison Park is where the next game took place, where Everton, a 10-man Everton, went down to Sunderland 1-0. That's right, it's Sunderland's first away win for the whole season, and the goal came that it was a goalkeeping mistake from Tim Howard. He tried to kick the ball out and it went straight to a Key from Sunderland, and he was brought down the box by Tim Howard. He did convert that penalty, and Sunderland held on for the winner there. That's not saying Everton didn't have a host of chances, because they did, even though they were down to 10 men. However, if it wasn't for the heroics of Vitor Minone in goal, I don't think Sunderland would have got their first away victory. And even better news for Sunderland fans, and indeed Gus Poyet, who I think now will be celebrating Christmas with such a historic win, because it was Sunderland's first win at Goodison Park since 1996. So congratulations to Sunderland. They're still teetering in the relegation zone, but if they can pick up the odd away victory and make sure that their home form's good, I think that they do have a chance for survival. There was a rout that took place in the north of England at St James's Park, where Newcastle put 5 past Stoke, and the score there was Newcastle 5, Stoke City 1. Now for the Magpies, they have picked up 22 points in the last 9 games, so it's 22 points in 27 in a possible 9 games, which equals 27 points. So it's very good going by them. Stoke were put down to 9 men very late on in the first half. However, for Newcastle, they only scored 1 goal in the first half. Loic Remy did score a brace in this game, and he was one of the goal scorers he was the goal scorer that scored in the first half. However, the floodgates did open in the second half, and Newcastle just absolutely controlled and dominated the possession and made sure that Stoke were completely outplayed. And since Stoke were down to 9 men, they had to drop a considerably amount of a lot deeper, which allowed Newcastle's quality players like Cabaye and Loic Remy just to have a lot of space and time on the ball. And it was now, and for Newcastle, it's been another outstanding season for them, and they will be around the top teams fighting for top 4 contention, no doubt, if they keep this form there up. Carrow Road was where Norwich, I don't know how Norwich lost this game, but was where Norwich lost to Fulham there, 2-1. Even though I said I'm disappointed or shocked that Norwich was able to get a draw or a win this game, it was Fulham that generated and created the better first half chances there, and really both sides looked set for a point apiece. The game was at 1-0, no one was really doing anything, and I'm pressing on for that winner until Scott Parker stepped up with this unstoppable strike. And for Norwich, they did create a fair few opportunities, but again, as I've been saying with them for the past couple of weeks, they haven't made the most of them. And for Fulham, it was a great away result, and really, again, like Sunderland and like Crystal Palace, the teams that were in the relegation zone have had away games, and they've made the most of them, picking up 3 points. So they've really cancelled each other out and just made this season of the Premier League a little more interesting. White Hart Lane was where Tottenham and West Bromwich Albion played out a 1-1 draw, and it was Tim Sherwood's first point as the permanent Tottenham's Hotspur manager, and he would have been very pleased and excited with how his team started, where Christian Eriksen stepped up and put the home side ahead with a 20-yard free kick. It was a very thunderous free kick it was. However, Tottenham really couldn't celebrate that lead for long, because Olsen bundled in an away equaliser for Bromwich soon after, and it was Tottenham that really controlled and dominated the majority of the possession. However, West Bromwich was set up for the counter-attack, and they really did threaten Tottenham a couple of times on there. And however, the game really petered and faded out in the dying minutes, and Tottenham really just didn't. I'm not sure whether they had or didn't have the energy, but they weren't allowed to have time and space on the ball. And for Bromwich, it was again a nice away point for them. For Tottenham, however, and Tim Sherwood, they do slip to 8th on the table, so they really do need to start getting their act together if they want to make that top 4 position, as they were bragging and stating at the start of the season there. Bologna Ground, or Upton Park, whatever you want to call it, was where the only London derby took place this week between West Ham and Arsenal, and the final score there was West Ham 1, Arsenal 3, an exact replica of last year's fixture here. In the first half, Arsenal were quite lackluster. They did create a couple of good chances, but they really just couldn't convert them. And however, saying that, West Ham did create the better chances in the first half. Carlton Cole had a couple. Matty Jarvis was always dangerous on the left-hand side. And in the second half, basically a minute after kickoff in the second half there, Carlton Cole scored a goal as he took advantage of Chesney not being able to palm the ball away to safety and just smashed the ball into the back of the net. And I think that really just lit a fire under Arsenal, because after that it was a completely different team. The goal scorers for Arsenal was Walcott got a brace and Podolski got the third and final goal. But I think it was Podolski's influence. When he came on, he allowed Cazorla to play in the middle of the park and really dictate the play there, and Podolski was a constant threat out on the left, getting good balls in, playing nice 1-2s with Giroud and Kieran Gibbs, and it was a vital win for Arsenal, I must say, because the past month hasn't been great, and so to pick up a really good and hard-fought, let's just say, away win at West Ham, to go top of the table, as the last result went favourable for Arsenal, is very good for them, and again, they're still a legitimate title contender. But we're all here for the final game at the Etihad Stadium, where Manchester City beat Liverpool there 2-1, a very close encounter. Manchester City still maintain their 100% record at home, and the first half of football there was really electrifying. 3 goals were scored. Both teams had a host of chances, and they both played really good and top quality football. Saying that, the second half really just both teams faded, and it was only Raheem Sterling that had a golden opportunity to put the equaliser there for Liverpool, but he completely missed and made a hash of that. In terms of the game, City were a constant threat. They did control a fair bit of the possession. Liverpool at times did want to possess the ball, however they really couldn't find a way through City, and both sides, again, as I said, they did have chances, and the Raheem Sterling miss, he was very close range into the goal and just blazed it over the crossbar, and after that there was just no way back for Liverpool. And again, City at home have continued their dominant form and sit second on the Barclays Premier League table. So that is the review of the 18th week in the Premier League. Again, Merry Christmas, and it's very close to the new year, so I'll see you guys very soon with my next video, because again, there's about 4 games that teams have to play in 9 days, so the fixtures are very compact and compounded in this break here, and if your teams have got injuries, it's only going to make it worse. But Merry Christmas. If you're like me, your Christmas would have been a whole lot better due to your team winning. If your team didn't lose, again, there's going to be another round in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.